Yo, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the winning deck from the Chill TCG tournament that happened a few days ago at the time I'm uploading this video. It is this Cramorant, Blacephalon, Reshiram Charizard deck. For today we're just going to call it Tempozard. That went through a huge event, over 580 players. The biggest thus far. We just covered the second place deck yesterday, so make sure to check out that video if you haven't already. But basically the premise of the deck is to use different fire attackers like Blacephalon, Reshiram Charizard, and Cramorant V to just eventually take your 6 prizes. But you just have like different attackers with different prize values at 1, 2, and 3. And so many different attacks, because Blacephalon has like limitless damage, Cramorant has snipe potential, and Reshiram Charizard can dish out big attacks with Flare Strike and Outrage, and you also have a good GX attack in Double Blaze GX, which can take out stuff like ADP with relative ease. We've got 4 Fire Crystal and 14 Energy to make sure Blacephalon can always be powered up successfully, 4 Jirachi, 2 Dedenne, a Crobat, Oricorio, and Mewtwo for our draw engine, and of course 4 Welder, as that's what makes the deck work. Because we aren't solely focused on Baby Blacephalon, which is generally a somewhat inconsistent archetype, we can use cards like Reset Stamp, Escape Rope, and Boss's Orders to their full potential without having to worry about as many consistency issues. So this is definitely the best fire deck right now, at least top 2, maybe second to Victini overall, but this deck is incredibly solid for sure. So we're just going to go ahead and hop into some games. Before we do, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, really does help us out, and I appreciate any support that we can get. We got some links in the description, make sure to check those out. We got our Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Patreon. All of them help out the channel a lot. But without further ado, let's just get into some games. Looks like we might be up against Pikachu and Zekrom, which is definitely not the matchup we want to be seeing. But we can definitely work around it. So we got a pretty good starting hand. We get to start Jirachi. We have an attacker in Blacephalon. It is not our ideal first attacker. We definitely like to start out with Reshiram and Charizard or Cramorant to start getting some energy in our discard pile before we go aggressively with the Blacephalon. Because we got to go second, so it looks like it is going to be Pikarom, yeah. So because we got to go second, we can go super aggressive, and if we get a little lucky, we should be able to find a Double Blaze GX for a knockout right off the bat, and then potentially set up for a KO on Pikachu and Zekrom with Flare Strike in a following turn, especially because they opted to bench the Pikarom. Now, technically, they don't know what we're playing yet, so it really could be, for us, it really could be anything from their point of view. So they don't really set up anything crazy. We are going to want Mew this game, just always as an option. I think I'm going to go ahead and quick ball away Reset Stamp because Pikarom does not necessarily need that. We can't really be sure what we're going to get off Stellar Wish. Ideally, it's a Giant Hearth or something, which we have all 4 of in deck. I am going to go ahead and grab the Reshiram and Charizard because we don't really know what else to grab here. Stellar Wish is not going to hit a Giant Hearth, so we're just going to go with a Cherish Ball to find Dedenne-GX. I'm going to go ahead and Scoop Up Net Jirachi, go into Mew, switch back into Jirachi. Unfortunately, we do have to discard a Welder, which is probably the only card in our deck that we would not want to have discarded there. But we do get a pretty solid hand here if we can just get a Welder. And then off that Welder, we need to hit an Energy. So we're going to Stellar Wish. It is not there. Going to grab another Quick Ball, I guess. There really is no point in drawing more cards here. I guess we can let them get the Electrify off. Drawing too many cards here could hurt our strategy. Yeah, we don't even have a Crobat available, so we're just going to go with another Jirachi in case they do just KO our active. We're going to go ahead and pop that down on the bench and pass it over to our opponent. So this definitely is not a terrible turn one, especially going second. Against Pikarom, there would be a lot more pressure if we were forced to go first. So they do actually play Vikavolt V, which could definitely be pretty scary, considering that we are very heavily item reliant. I don't think they're going to go in with it this turn, and Reshiram Charizard does make it pretty easy to finish off Vikavolt, as it's unlikely that they play Cape of Toughness. If they, okay, so it looks like they are actually just going to go in with Paralyzing Bolt this turn, which I'm not huge on. Will definitely slow us down a turn, but that 50 damage is not going to do much for them because they are not getting an energy onto Pikachu and Zekrom this turn, unless they use Tapu Koko. So they go for the Dedenne, they drop 1 energy, they have Escape Rope. Okay. So they just go for the Paralyzing Bolt. We can't play an item card. Let's go ahead. Giant Hearth, discard Quick Ball. Grab 2 energy out of the deck. Stellar Wish. We find a Switch, which is pretty worthless here. However, we can just attach to Reshiram Charizard, pass it back over to our opponent, and we really don't lose anything here. If they just want to keep using Paralyzing Bolt, that's perfectly fine. I guess while it does not do very much damage, it does just allow them a few turns to set up. Unfortunately, we don't have access to a Welder. There's a Marnie, though, so that could actually draw us into a Welder, which would be fantastic. We really just need a Welder here, and then, I guess they find Chaotic Swell. That would be quite annoying, too. No Welder. That's quite unfortunate. It is a Tails there, though. Gonna go for the Paralyzing Bolt KO. I think we do just go into the Reshiram and Charizard, because there really is no point in going into Jirachi. Have Mewtwo. We do have a Welder in our discard pile, so we're going to go ahead and... Oh, shoot. We kind of missed time. That was a bit of a misplay, but just get it back into the deck, I guess. Because we aren't going to need it unless they flip a heads on crushing. And we're just going to Outrage. No need to use the GX attack. And next turn, hopefully we can just Flare Strike. Because, I mean, they could also go for, like, Super Zap Cannon here, which that would be pretty sketchy. Yeah, okay, so we definitely should have played the Mewtwo after using Giant Hearth, or not use Giant Hearth at all. But, this is fine. Hopefully we can get a good top deck. Either that or they just don't... I mean, they already attached to Pikarom. So, unless they find their Tapu Koko, Prism Star, and a Switch, they will not be able to attack us this turn with anything more than Paralyzing Bolt. So they do go for a Switch, so maybe they're just going for Electrify, Air Balloon, and Reset. Okay, so they're probably digging for the Koko Prism Star here. But this is actually fine, because we can just Flare Strike into the Pikarom, they KO it, inevitably we will eventually find our Galarian Zigzagoon. Hopefully this is a Tails. It is. They go for E-Radar. They switch back into the Vikavolt and go for Crobat. I'm not sure if you switch there, actually. They just go for the Paralyzing Bolt. So we're just going to go ahead and Flare Strike. I'm pretty sure they can't KO us here. So we're just going to Flare Strike, take 2 prizes. And next turn, we're actually set up pretty well to potentially use GX attack. We have Scoop Up Net. We have Dedenne-GX. So it is actually somewhat likely that we can do whatever we need to do. There's a Crushing Hammer once again. And a 4th Tails. That's great. Love to see it. There's a Quick Ball. Grabbing Raichu and a Alolan Raichu. Tandem Shot could be quite annoying if we have to use another Reshiram Charizard, but I don't suspect that we will. It's likely that we get stamped to 1 here, which is kind of annoying. Oh, and they just Scoop, I guess because we can, like, Outrage or whatever. Maybe they were out of energies. But we're going to go ahead and roll another game. Definitely misplayed a little there, but obviously just the deck having so many different attackers, it really does not matter. Let's see what we're up against here. win the coin flip. Not going to be going first. And this is a really, really good starting hand. If our opponent does not put a Chaotic Swell down immediately, we will be pretty much set to go for an attack. Looks like we might be up against, oh wow, looks like Dragapult with, Snorlax? I don't even know. I think what we want to do here, let's go ahead and Giant Hearth, Quick Ball, discard an energy. We're going to go in with Cramorant this game, I think. Let's go ahead and Stellar Wish, see what we find. We got a Scoop Up Net, so we can not use the Switch. Yep, that's fine. And we're just going to go ahead and Spit Shot into the Dragapult V. Let's rebench the Jirachi just so we have it. We drew our other Cramorant. I don't want to DAA change this turn in case we just get like Marnied, because there's not really anything we could draw that's super beneficial. We could get Oricorio down, which I do kind of like. Let's do that. Grab Oricorio out of the deck. Just so we have it in case they take like an unexpected KO or Marnie-S. We lose all our energy as well. But hopefully that doesn't do all that much for them. They go for a Quick Ball. Another Dragapult V. I'm not really sure why you run Snorlax in this deck. That doesn't make very much sense, to be honest. They go for an attachment into that Dragapult V. And just Gormandize again. I think we're going to aim to Spit Shot this turn. Fortunately, we draw into our only boss's orders, so we're just going to Quick Ball this, go for the Dedenne-GX. And did I change this hand away? Hopefully we can find a Welder. We don't, so we're going to go ahead and Escape Rope. Stellar Wish does bring a Welder. Grab 2 energy. I think we always Welder to Cramorant here. We do find an energy. We also have a Fire Crystal for next turn. Go ahead and rebench Jirachi, bench Reshiram Charizard, and Spit Shot into this. And our hand is looking pretty solid. So they go for another attachment there, which I'm completely fine with. We would like to find our Mewtwo if possible. I'm not really a huge fan of that, actually. I guess we sacrifice the Jirachi, because we really don't want anything else to get hit for huge damage here. Double Blaze GX will be enough for the KO. If we can find a Welder, which we should have no problem doing, actually, between Oricorio and the Dedenne-GX. They go for a split there, that's fine. Just setting up some math. We're going to bring up the Reshiram Charizard, because in the worst case scenario, that will take a hit. We'll rebench this Jirachi. I guess we Dance of Tribute here. Oh no, that's really bad. I guess we just play this Fire Crystal. Losing so many energy is definitely not good. I feel like we kind of have to, though, right? Yeah, because we really want to take this KO here. Of course, we miss Welder as well. That's so unfortunate. We do just have to pass. However, like, Outrage won't be enough either. So that's not fun. This is actually becoming pretty bad. Maybe we should, like, Scoop Up Net at the Jirachi. And they're just going to go for a Max Phantom. I think you go 2 on the Jirachi and 3 on the Oricorio. And now this Reshiram Charizard will just die to anything. Or to a Max Phantom. We top deck a Blacephalon. Yikes. Okay, and we just have to attach somewhere. I guess we attach to Cramorant and we pass. This is very unfortunate, actually. They can actually just take 4 prize cards here and set up to win the game on their next turn. They find a heads there as well. Wow, okay. Viridian Forest is still okay to have in play. It's really unfortunate. I mean, I definitely could have played a little better here. So they get to KO our Jirachi. So we are guaranteed this KO, though. They just go all in on the Oricorio, which I don't really agree with. I think KOing the Jirachi is better. But, I don't know. A Boss's Orders and VMAX still does win them the game. Have we discarded our Reset Stamp yet? We have not. Bring up the Cramorant. Top deck a Switch. Put Welder on top of the deck. Dance of Tribute. Welder. We find our Reset Stamp. That's going to bring them down to 2. Play our Giant Hearth to bump their Viridian Forest. Discard a Blown, because we're not going to need that. Okay, we're almost... Oh, wow, we actually have like 5 cards in our deck. So, we're going to spit shot here. We get 3 cards. Mew, Goon, and Switch. Okay, this is fine. I think this is still very much winnable. Discarding all those Fire Crystals was pretty bad. They find the Research. No. I guess hopefully they just don't run Great Catcher. I think we will lose this because we had to discard so many Fire Crystals. Gotta go into Jirachi. Yeah, we really don't have any other choice. Max Phantom. They actually just go all in on the Oricorio. So, yeah, we probably lose this. They drew out of our Reset Stamp, which is really unfortunate. We just gotta spit shot the active and hope they don't have it. Yeah, because we can never do enough damage with Blacephalon, so hopefully they don't have a Boss's Orders. And if they do, that's just kind of unfortunate. They got a Zigzagoon. So that's going to be enough, yep. Alright, that's unfortunate. Alright, we're going to go ahead and roll one more game. I definitely think we could have won that if we didn't have to lose so many Fire Crystal early on. Even if we had one more Fire Crystal in the deck, I don't think that would have been enough, actually. If we still had 2 more Fire Crystal in the deck. Because we really only got to we really were able to use only one of them, and it only actually benefited us +1 energy. So, lost out on a lot of energy there. So we started Blacephalon. This hand is okay. Blacephalon is not the ideal first attacker, like I said. But we are going second, and looks like we are going to be up against an ADP deck. Right away, the Chaotic Swell really hurts. And I honestly don't even know if we can win at this point because it's ADP, and we are not going to be able to find a solid attack for at least 2 or 3 turns. So if they get turn 2 Altered Creation, yeah, we could be in trouble unless we get some really hot draws. They go for a Quick Ball. That's going to be a Dedenne-GX. And they go for an Intrepid Sword. Okay. So I guess it's possible that they miss Water Energy. We top deck a Quick Ball, which could definitely be worse. Let's Cherish Ball. I think we just have to go for, like, Crobat here. I don't want to bench Oricorio. But I feel like there's no scenarios where it helps to not grab Reshiram Charizard, I guess, because that's good in the matchup. And And we go for Crobat. Hopefully we can find 2 energy off of this dark asset, and we do. Now we just gotta hope they're not playing Crushing Hammer. And I don't think we ever switch into the Reshiram Charizard. Or I guess we do in case we get Marnied. And we will, I mean, I guess we use Outrage here. But we don't GX because we want to KO the ADP. Okay, so this is actually pretty fine. Next turn we can, like, Quick Ball for, oh my gosh, of course they're running Crushing. Bro, what? That's not cool. And we get Marnied. It's like, hammers? Jeez. I mean, because normally this deck does not care very much about hammers, but that was a... Oh, wow, they just scoop. I don't know why. I guess they just missed water. I don't think that's a situation where you scoop, but we'll definitely take that. Anyways, that's about all the time we have for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Definitely not the greatest games, but hopefully you got some idea of what the deck does. It is a little inconsistent. I personally am not a huge fan of playing fire decks. Generally in tournaments, you'll see me playing stuff like Pikarom and Urshifu right now, as those are just more consistent decks that can do what they want a lot and control the opponent a little more. I think just the main flaw of this deck is you really cannot control what your opponent does. No Marnie, no Stamp, no Swell, so it really does leave the door open for them just being able to do whatever they want to. Even one Reset Stamp just does not cut it all the time. But it's definitely a very solid deck, has a lot of attacking options, and will win a lot of games with like donks and stuff. So, yeah, definitely a solid deck. Highly recommend checking it out. It's not my favorite deck, but cool for sure. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, really does help us out, and I'll see you next time.